Audrey Nuna is the musical voice of Mira in K-pop Demon Hunters. This is how the weird kid fought demons and found her sound.
Mira's my favorite. She's the visual and lead dancer of Huntrix. Nobody can move like Mira.
Apparently, she was the black sheep of her family.
I don't know why, because she's so cool. Who else could wear a sleeping bag to the Met Gala?
Yeah, she's our role model.
She's the best. Love her.
Audrey Chu grew up in a New Jersey suburb where differences aren't celebrated.
Where are you from?
I'm from Jersey.
Tell me about it. Where at in Jersey?
I'm from Manalapan, New Jersey. It's similar, like suburbs as fuck.
Same cars, same outfits, same conversations.
Just in general, I think being bored in the suburbs and being surrounded by a lot of the same type of shit.
Right. As a Korean American kid in a mostly white town, she learns fast that blending in is the safest choice. But she doesn't blend. She brings Jipo, a Korean fish jerky, to school. She loves it. It tastes like home. The kid at her table wrinkles his nose and says that it smells like a horse's ass. He doesn't know it's her lunch.
Called Jipo. It's a Korean snack. And someone, this really mean guy at my lunch table, he didn't know it was me, but he was like, "What is that smell? Like, it smells like horse's ass."
Oh my God.
And that just burned itself into my memory because I was just like, wow, I am from a different, cultural background from most people here.
Everyone laughs. Audrey smiles like it's fine, but inside she cracks. Like many immigrant families, her parents worry about her stability. They want her to become a doctor. They want to protect her from uncertainty even while they carry a dream of their own. Her dad runs a garment factory in Manhattan. The family message is simple. Security is important, but never let your dreams go dark. There's a Korean saying her dad repeats. If your dream dies, your life dies too.
My dad always has this Korean saying, 꿈이 사라지면 인생도 사라진다, which means if your dream dies, your life also dies. So I think they've always just been really supportive.
At 10, she sings the national anthem for the US Open.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Tonight, to honor our country with America the Beautiful, please welcome, from Manalapan, New Jersey, 10-year-old Audrey Chu.
City choirs keep calling because her voice is undeniable. On stage, she's powerful. At lunch, she learns to go invisible. She fractures into the girl that performs and the girl that hides.
I do what I do because I think growing up as a Korean American, in the suburbs of New Jersey, not really surrounded by a lot of people who looked like myself, I think I grew up feeling this sense of comfort in walking these two lines between these two worlds. Because of that, I've been very emboldened to go on this journey of embracing my full self and not denying any parts of myself and just being able to say, like, we're all unique, we're all different, and we can be our full selves, and I think that's what the world needs, is for us to all be our full selves.
At 18, she heads to NYU's Clive Davis Institute. The tunnel to Manhattan feels like a time machine.
Beyond that, living in the city as someone who grew up in the boring-ass suburbs was one of the most valuable things that could have ever happened to me. It was like a complete explosion in my brain of creativity and strangers on the A train, the way they dress, grandmas in Chinatown, the way they dress, going to Duran Jones and the Indications show just on like a Tuesday night, seeing Tae-shi at Music Hall Williamsburg. Like all these things just really fed into my creative vocabulary. So
one world in the rear view, another roaring to meet her. She calls it an internal renaissance.
It was definitely an explosive, internal type of renaissance moment myself, because just being in a place with so much free energy and the complete opposite of suburb.
After 18 years of holding her breath, she finally exhales. She's posting covers on Instagram, and producer Anwar Sawyer reaches out. For the first time, a professional voice tells her she has something real.
I was just scrolling on Instagram and I found Audrey playing, doing cover song on her Casio keyboard. Nothing crazy. She had 1,000 followers, maybe, but there was something really striking about her voice that I was like, oh my God, I need to talk to you.
The attention she craved is here, but attention has a bill attached. Audrey drops out of college. No safety net, no syllabus, just songs.
I always kind of wanted to be a dropout, which is weird. It goes against everything that I've been taught as a kid. But I remember just taking the bus back to school after recording at
literally 5 in the morning. And I remember just sitting on the A train, going back to school and being like, what am I doing?
She bets the rest of her 20s on a truth most people ignore. Sometimes the scariest move is the best one. At 20, Arista Records signs her. Audrey becomes Audrey Nuna. Nuna, Korean for big sister, is a name that signals a new self. The kid that once hit her lunch is inviting the world to look directly at her. Success is real, but it's laced with poison. The machine wants content, posts, metrics, songs turn into data points. Stream counts become the scorecard. The algorithm starts steering the art. Audrey feels the shift. Conversations about creativity get replaced with dashboards of deadlines. She's in rooms where authenticity is a bullet point on a deck. The industry that promised to be an amplifier starts sounding more like a metronome.
How does it feel to just be like the dopest Korean American, like R&B rap girl in the game right now?
How does it feel?
Yeah.
It feels good. I feel great. I'm so blessed for the love. Honestly, I just make things and then like just receive all this love that I've just have put into my craft and work.
She moves to LA and starts feeling herself drift. More meetings, more pressure to feed the feed, and less time to get lost and make something weird. She says music isn't valued the way it used to be, not in the rooms where decisions are made. Not when every song is a swipe away and attention is a commodity. She begins to miss the teenager who created for discovery, not a deliverable. And her connection with the fans, the thing she always wanted, gets tangled when people start showing up at her building and leaving notes on her door.
Actually, someone has posted on my door before.
I don't like that.
Just because I think they just know that I live in the building and they're like, hey, can I send you some music? So that was one thing, but
she's grateful and exhausted. The joy of making cool shit gets buried under the obligation of explaining cool shit. She's succeeding and losing the thing that made success worth chasing. Audrey calls the next phase a pilgrimage, back to whatever she had before the numbers started counting. She experiments, pulls back, studies. She starts living by one rule. The second something feels like content, it isn't it. Creativity first, always. She becomes a student of the craft and rebuilds her process.
I've promised myself this year that my main focus is being a student of the craft. For me, it was more of the system, but for me, I really want to just focus on becoming better at what I love to do.
She gives herself permission to make fewer things mean more, to chase the feeling, not the feed. And that's when she takes over the feed as the singing voice for Mira in Kpop Demon Hunters. Her output matters less than oxygen attitude is so Mira coded.
He just played me the music and he explained the movie to me in a way that I felt was so relatable to my life. He was basically like, it's about these K-pop singers who, you know, they're all kind of different, but in each of them there are these two like kind of opposing forces, and it's this ultimately this movie about being your full self and embracing your full self and finding belonging in that,
which is how she became perfect for the role.
I remember I actually shed a tear like during seeing the one of the more final versions of the of what it feels like with the animation of like the whole stadium and everything, and the girls floating into the air. It was like, this is insane.
And with Golden at #1, she's feeding the feed more than ever.
You can't predict that it's gonna top the Billboard charts though.
No, can never predict that. Although there's a Korean saying that if you have a hit, you'll see a ghost in the studio. And EJ was telling us on FaceTime the other day that she's never told anyone this, but she saw a ghost the day that she recorded Golden.
Audrey Nuna's proof that you don't have to choose between success and self.
Most people don't know this, but I actually have an extra bone in each of my feet. Just eating some good food, listening to some good music, maybe catching a movie by myself.
You can choose creativity over content, craft over metrics.
Confidence to me starts from the inside out.
She refused to trade her spirit for a spot on a playlist, and her career is better for it.
I really want to take up space in a way that is actually gonna connect with people and connect different people.
The weird kid won, not by playing the game better, but by changing the game she was willing to play.